Chicago comedian legends that came to LA and did big things. Look at Lil Rel. Oh, the career is just going up and up. Late night talk shows, movies. Deion Cole, Chicago legend, just hosted the Image Awards, countless TV shows, working with Oprah in movies. D. Ray Davis. Oh, the resume's too long for me to even stay in this conversation.
Tamara Hall is a bad.
Super bad.
Her problems ain't your problems. Kendra, if a motherfucker wake up arguing with you, gonna be, get your monkey ass out my face. It's a difference. You know what I mean?
And that's a fact. Let me tell you something. So for everyone that's watching, right, and especially the young men, right, whatever gesture the woman puts out there, whatever the intensity is, that's based off of what she feels for you. All right. So what men don't be realizing is that women can play out an infinite amount of possibility. They like Doctor Strange, right? Remember in Infinity War, when Doctor Strange is meditating, right, and he sees all the different outcomes, and he went through 6 million outcomes or realities, and it's only one where they win. You know what I'm saying? And like, yo, a woman can go through a whole bunch of different outcomes and possibilities and all type of shit, right? Just with her creativity. What men don't realize is that, yo, even if you have not slept with a woman, or even if you have not had that experience with a woman, in her mind she's had it, and in her mind it can be as real. It can be just as real. It can be very real. And she'll find her way there. So if you're around a woman, especially if a woman ever expresses liking you and being affectionate with you, and then one day she switched up on you, that's because that's how much like she can't deal with the emotion she feels towards you. So it plays out. It goes to the other side of the cycle. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, because immature women think that anger and trying to punish the man is a part of like the cycle of emotions that you're supposed to feel in a relationship. So whether or not, if that's what she thinks, then she's gonna think, all right, well, I want to see what it feel like when I'm mad at you. You know what I'm saying? So I want to find a way to be mad at you rather than find a different avenue. But again, so what you just heard Kendra talking about, you know what I'm saying, that was her response to what he was saying and whatnot. And so hold on, let's just bring this up real quick so that just so that we're clear on like the who we talking about.
I never knew, ladies, it was so complicated.
Woo, child. Dating is a war. You had it right. It's a battlefield out there.
It is.
Yes.
What makes it, Kendra, a battlefield?
I think now because of social media, it's the gift and the curse because now we're all connected. But that fine man you had to worry about just in New York, no, he worldwide now. He got girls in Italy, Mexico, California. So the guy that most women want, he has so many options. And every woman wants the same man, child. Really? I don't care if she work at the Piggly Wiggly or she's the corporate lawyer on Wall Street. She want her a rich man, and that's just what it is.
Really?
Yes, girl. Hide your man, Tamara. Hide him. Hide him. Don't let him go outside. Don't let him go outside, child.
Don't let him go. Okay, I'm locking my door. Demon, don't you leave that house. Ilana, why is it a battlefield?
I think for two reasons. First of all, with dating apps, it seems like there are infinite options. So then when we're still single and not finding our person, it's like, well, there's so many people out there. Why am I still alone?
Yes.
And then you open social media and you're inundated with seemingly happy couples, all these pictures, all these videos, and it reinforces that idea of, wow, it seems like everyone can find love except for me. There must be something wrong with it.
And you know what? And the disingenuous part of this conversation is that when women talk about this shit, they always they want men to share the blame, right? But the thing is, the reason why it's disingenuous is because you're trying to make it seem so the men as a whole have just as big of a role to play. When no, it's you. It's the women who think that their character and their movie that they're writing actively as they speak has an infinite amount of endings and possibilities and new characters because that's how y'all treat relationships. Pardon, I'm sorry, I keep belching. But in all actuality, most women meet maybe two or three guys if that they could be with. There's a lot of women out there who have never had a relationship, and they are attractive women. It's possible. So now I'm going to go back to play the other video real quick.
Whatever you say about my career, I don't care about that. Listen, I want to tell you, Kendra G, every time you open your mouth and speak independently, you make a fool out of yourself. You're better at cut, paste, copy, like Kevin Samuel's show. You cut it, pasted, and copied it with your version of it, and that's how you found a way. But when you speak independently, you look bad. So that's one thing. Then she tried to make it seem like I edited a video. I don't know how to edit video. I've never edited a video in my life. L-I-F-E-A. Life. I've never edited a video. I don't know how to edit video. We watch stuff we see online and we react to it with a lot of these videos. I'm sorry. I know your thing was Corey goes out and he edits something. First of all, nobody had to edit that video because this is what this lady Kendra G does. I'm going to say this. Kendra G has a lot of bottom dwellers on her show that she interviews, but she acts like she's not a bottom dweller. Ooh. But the people she interviews, she's the exact same person, but she acts like she's above them by copy, pasting, and cutting Kevin Samuel's points. Kevin Samuels created that show, and he's not here to sue you. So you're able to do basically what Kevin Samuels did, and it's working. You ask me, it's working because you're a lady.
Facts.
When you
get
to acting like you're better than those women that's on your show, because the lady Tamron Hall asked her points, and she was like, I agree with you, Tamron, but you don't agree with her, because Tamron Hall was like, men are not here for your wig. Men don't want a broke lady. And then she made a real fool out of herself when she said, if I'm here with you and you're around me, you have to pay for that. This isn't exactly how she said it, but she said her presence, you have to pay for it, which is why you called her a hooker.
Right.
If a woman is charging you for her presence, you a hooker.
Straight up.
What is the argument with that? See, people want to act like Corey.
And Kendra was trying to say that she's talking from the perspective of the modern woman and whatnot, but to a certain degree, like you have the same issue. It may be in different areas and whatnot, but you have the same issue where you not calling things what they are. And I mean, for one, even the way that Kendra introduced that subject, even if we're going to go with, she's just trying to speak for the modern women and how they're thinking and whatnot. Excuse me. Addressing the morality of a situation is always important. It's important because it's important for people to know where you stand on something and where you're going with it, right? So when you don't condemn and call it what it is, like that's the same as we talk about niggas that's selling dope, but I don't call it selling dope. I call it he's a street pharmacist. It don't hit the same as selling dope. You know what I'm saying? So when you talking about the way that it would have been more genuine if she at least acknowledged these women have more of a transactional mindset, you know what I mean? And because it's like, damn, you don't realize that you're describing a prostitute, right? And also at the same time, if you weren't like these women, then you would, because you've come across a lot of men, all right? And what's going on is that you've stayed outside for so long that you've outgrown all the looks you've had to take. Like when you're older women, and I'm not saying that she's hard to look at, nothing like that, but you can see that's money that you're looking at. You know what I mean? Meaning that like being able to afford nice clothes and good makeup and whatnot, good skincare products, and and wigs and all that type of shit and all that stuff helps. Kendra G without all that, it's different. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's like, again, the worst thing that these women could have ever heard was the word bad bitch, because they start making women not see themselves for who they actually are. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point where you get to where you're not working on any other part of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't see you don't see the value in developing a personality, being a likable person, being a reliable person. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, what women have grown into is thinking that my vagina and my body is a business, and I'm going to treat it like a business. Don't get me wrong. I mean, hey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you're dealing with people, and you cannot deal with people like that. There's different nuances, compassion, because it is also do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you treat a family member, a friend, or a lover like that, no, it's not the same thing, because y'all have a personal dynamic to your relationship, but you have more and more women trying to encourage each other to have that mindset, or this whole, I want to hold out for the greatest bidder, or I'm gonna keep holding out, and like, time keeps passing on. That was 3 years ago. Well, no, so that was 4 years ago that she was talking to Kevin Samuels on that live. And here she is on the Terrence Hall show talking about a roster. A roster of what kind of gentlemen? I feel like her roster will look like the YMCA. End of joke.
Corey is crazy, and he say all kind of stuff out of bounds. If you charge me to be with you, you're a hooker. Another point. I got to make this point. She said, I only date broke women. I date broke women, rich women, autistic women, Down syndrome women. You name it. You can get it from me. That's not something I'm proud of. I don't have a type in any way. Any way. You see that lady who lives on the streets now because of the way the economy is? I look at her and I imagine her, if I clean her up, can I pull it off?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that John there, man. But the overall point, man, is that, yo, listen. I really hope the young women out there, and I hope the women are showing the young women, this is what your life could be. Do you really? And again, you would have hit the jackpot if you wound up being as successful at something as Kendra G has, because Kendra G is getting a nice back off YouTube. So, her not being in radio no more it's not that big of a deal. But the young women have to understand that if you actually have a good idea what to look for in a husband, and you're not trying to look for a man that either doesn't exist, all right, or how can I say? We're going to have to get together how we used to get together, where we understood that if we wanted to have anything, we had to do it together and see what we need to do. That's one of the biggest rules to success is asking yourself, well, what do I need to do? Or what should I do? Versus